Hey everybody, welcome back to a mildly sunny day here in England. Foxes Abroad. Just here to give you a little bit of update of what's going on and catch you up, follow along. So Pete and John were here on Wednesday and John brought his cherry picker hoist and was gracious enough so we could get the 302 off of the engine stand and get it onto the run stand that I built back up. This run stand is collapsible. I had it shoved in the corner there between the welders and the shelf. So got that together and it took us a little bit more than an hour farting around. I got that done. I just been spending a little bit of time yesterday, firing the old the 5-liter Fox body headers and put them on, just getting the cables and things hooked up and getting ready to go. Still got a lot of parts should be coming in this week for it, but for now, I got the starter on. There's just a little 28-ounce automatic transmission flex plate in there, so it's a little tinny when it's cranking because there's no torque converter bolted to it to dampen the sound. Not like there's a flywheel in it that would also dampen as well. So, but wideband O2's not hooked up. But I had it cranking over. It takes a little bit to get rolling, but you get up to like 55 psi of cranking oil pressure. But you get the picture. That's just some 1030 old cheapo oil in there for running. Yeah, the line's still just got some air bubbles in it still. We'll get purged out. I'll let the gauge work a little bit smoother, but temperature gauge is hooked up. So gotta add coolant to it. Still waiting for some thermostat housing bolts so I can get the hose hooked up and get that all running. One of the biggest things I messed with this for like 3 hours just for the simple thing of a dipstick tube. So I was waiting and waiting. Finally found one and it came in. Trying to install it, and the tube itself was so thin it crumpled and it cracked right down here at the base where it was going in. So I spent hours trying to gently get the old metal sleeve out until I was finally successful without getting any metal down into the engine, because I wasn't about to start taking all the front stuff apart, drop the oil pan and everything else just to get this, change the stupid fitting. So this is the part that taps down into the timing cover here, and so over here is part of the reason. So anyway, I don't know if go online and talk about Scott Drake quality here, back to their website, but this is the tube. I heated it up with a propane torch and got the bracket off so I could transfer it over to the other one. I had a brand new Fox body dipstick tube that I ordered from LMR because I just wanted the dipstick itself. I was doing something different with the notchback. So I cut up that tube, made it work, but if you can see, if I can line it up, you can see the difference in the wall thickness even from the 5-liter one, silver one, to the Scott Drake one. I probably would fair to say the wall thickness is twice as much on that one as this one was. So I'm hammering it into the block. I had a wrench around the ridged part as it's tapping in, and it just folds in on itself. It's just not enough metal there. So, but heated this braze up, popped it off of there. I would drill 2 little holes. So when I get it over to here, I know it's 100% where it's going to go. I could just run 2 little tacks of some weld in those holes, dress it off, paint it. Other than this little ridge right here, the second ridge, you'll never know it wasn't originally for this engine. So, but for now, it's all sealed up. It went in there really nice, and that's not a showstopper anymore. But just got to be finishing it off. So that is where the 302 is at. So off to the side here, you can see another gearbox has showed up. This is a TR6060 6-speed out of a 2011 GT500 that a guy wants me to go and take it apart and put all new synchros in it. So in order to do this transmission, I've never done this style one before. I know I needed different tools because it comes apart way different than a T5 does, because you have to go in to the case and start extracting gears off of the main shaft because you can't just pull the guts out, or there's no top on it or anything like a T5 or a Tremec or anything like that. So I needed to invest in some tooling. It's a nearly new, a little old, looks like it's on the shelf for a while, proto puller, but it's got these really long arms, and you can bolt them together to get even longer and deeper to get way down in this case. Grab these gears and pull them off. I mean, even the shaft and the point looks like they've never been really used. So this kit was over $300, and it cost me like $62 to ship it to me over here in England. But the guy with the gearbox, I told him I'm gonna have to buy tooling to work on it, so he's gonna pay me for the tooling, which is gonna help out in the future if ever I need it for anything else. And we gotta get a synchro kit on order. He's gonna want like the stage 2 kit, so all the synchros are gonna get the carbon fiber face treatment on them. Hopefully there's no other issues inside there, and hopefully it's just a take apart, put back together scenario. And now that I got that, so we get the parts, we can crack on. All right, so here is the 408 Windsor on the engine stand that the 302 was on previously. And we finally got the shipment once that transmission showed up with the parts for here. So we got the main caps, got the main studs, which is interesting because these are set up for, I don't know if it's going to be for like a stud girdle or a windage tray, but it has the little extra things on it. But this one of them doesn't. So I'm curious if there was a windage tray on it or not. I mean, some of these have been modified. I don't know if it's just because it was touching the bottom of the oil pan. I don't know if I just want to cut all these little neck down bits off. It does not deal with them in the future, but so we got main caps, main studs. We got the harmonic balancer over here. I started cleaning it up a little bit on the wire wheel. It was rusty, but it's very interesting that it's SFI, but I don't know if you can see. This is an old Ford Motorsport balancer. So, Australian, produced by CYCO. Well, let's balance with this. Looks like a good unit, so we'll be getting that on here soon. And he sent me one of the old pistons that was in this engine, because we were concerned about the stroke of the crank being, and the rod length being too great for these new pistons. So you take the old piston and the new piston. By the numbers of this one, it shouldn't work. So, but you take this and you could extend the pin out and into the spot for the new one, and you put them side by side, and the compression height is exactly the same. So online, this shouldn't work by the numbers, but evidently it does. So you can see the ring pack is higher on the piston crown than this one is, because on the old piston you can see the piston pin does intersect the oil ring groove, but on the new piston it does not. So more modern ring stack, and I don't think we're going to have any problems here. So the bearing should hopefully be here within a week. So hopefully next weekend I can get enough things cleaned up to mock up the crankshaft in the block, check everything out, make sure everything's going to be good before everything starts coming to bits to be cleaned one last time. I don't trust anything. I'm going to get these cam bearings out, all the valley core plugs out and things, and get it cleaned up, mocked up, and we're going to make some progress before I figure out if there's anything else as an issue, and we'll get it going. So here you can see those threaded inserts for the lifter spider that someone did in the past, or that's nice. We're going to make good use of those with the new kit. I mean, they've already done some blending on the oil drain backs. So, yeah, some leftover RTV. Yeah, T5's coming along. It's got those parts of the case blasted. Still need to do the lid, building things back up. whitening on parts. But yeah, you guys, just a mildly sunny Sunday update, and we'll catch you guys real soon in the next episode where some things will be happening. So take care. Thanks again, and see you soon.